walking down the Sunset Boulevard tonight. City lights are coming on so bright. Every storefront tells a different tale of dreams that flourish and dreams that fail. Saxophone echoes from the corner bar, people wondering who they really are. In this golden hour, everything seems possible. Every moment feels unstoppable. Sunset Boulevard knows my name. Every evening feels the same, but different somehow in the fading light. Everything will be alright. Sunset Boulevard, take me home through these streets I've always known. In the twilight I can finally see who I'm really meant to be. Neon signs reflecting puddles on the ground from the afternoon rain that came around. Street musicians play their hearts out loud, drawing in the evening crowd. There's magic in this ordinary scene. The space between what is and what could have been. Sunset Boulevard teaches me to stay present in the ending of the day. Sunset Boulevard knows my name. Every evening feels the same, but different somehow in the fading light. Everything will be alright. Sunset Boulevard, take me home through these streets I've always known. In the twilight I can finally see who I'm really meant to be. When the day has worn me down, hell no, and I'm lost within this town. Sunset Boulevard reminds me still that I'm here because I will, to see another day unfold, another story to be told. Sunset Boulevard knows my name. Every evening feels the same, but different somehow in the fading light. Everything will be alright. Sunset Boulevard, take me home through these streets I've always known. In the twilight I have finally found my feet upon the ground. Walking down the Sunset Boulevard tonight, everything is bathed in golden light. Brewing cherry blossom tea this afternoon. Petals floating like they're dancing to a tune. Delicate and pink and oh so brief, teaching me about impermanence and grief, but also about beauty in the now, not worrying about the why or how. Cherry blossom tea reminds me to embrace this fleeting moment, this particular grace. Cherry blossom tea, bittersweet, every sip a moment complete. In your fragrance I can find peace within my restless mind. Cherry blossom tea shows me how to live fully in the this day. Ancient ritual in a modern time, finding rhythm, finding rhyme in the simple act of steeping leaves, in the way the steam rises and weaves, patterns in the air that disappear like the seasons year by year. Cherry blossom tea understands that nothing's truly in our hands. Cherry blossom tea, bittersweet, every sip a moment complete. In your fragrance I can find peace within my restless mind. Cherry blossom tea shows me how to live fully in the now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, just this cup, just this day. Petals fall but roots run deep, promises the cherry trees keep to bloom again when spring returns. This is what my heart learns from cherry blossom tea, bittersweet, every sip a moment complete. In your fragrance I have found my feet upon the ground. Cherry blossom tea taught me how to treasure every single now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, just this moment, just today. The last sip fades away, but beauty always stays.
Found a dandelion in the yard today, white and fluffy, ready to fly away. Made a wish and watched the seeds take flight, scattered by the breeze into the light. Each one carrying a dream somewhere, floating gently through the summer air. Dandelion wishes never ask for much, just a breath of wind, a gentle touch. Dandelion wishes in the wind, take my hopes and let them begin their journey to wherever they should go. I don't need to chase them or to know. Dandelion wishes light and free, teaching me about letting be. What will grow, what will stay, will stay. Dandelion wishes show the way. Some people call them weeds, but I disagree. They're resilient flowers, wild and free, growing anywhere they choose to land, surviving in the toughest sand. Maybe that's the lesson they impart, that strength can have a gentle heart. Dandelion wishes understand that nothing goes exactly as we planned. Dandelion wishes in the wind, take my hopes and let them begin their journey to wherever they should go. I don't need to chase them or to know. Dandelion wishes light and free, teaching me about letting be. What will grow, what will stay, will stay. Dandelion wishes show the way. When I was young, I'd blow them all day long, never doubting wishes could go wrong. Maybe that's the magic we forget when we grow up and learn regret. But dandelion wishes never lie, they just dance across the sky. Dandelion wishes in the wind, take my hopes and let them begin their journey to wherever they should go. yours and mine. Da 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 da. Found a dandelion in the yard today. Made a wish and let it float away.
Rain is falling on the bookstore roof, making music that needs no proof of its beauty or its worth. The simplest song on earth, wandering through the dusty aisles, surrounded by these stacks and piles of stories waiting to be read. Adventures lying just ahead. Bookstore Rain, tap your tune on this quiet afternoon, in this shelter made of words, where only turning pages can be heard. Bookstore Rain, wash away all the noise of every day. Leave me here among the books in all these cozy nooks. Paper, old and new, coffee brewing for the few who know the secret hideaway, where readers come to stay. Rain on windows, rain on streets, but here I'm dry and complete. Bookstore Rain creates the mood for peaceful solitude. Bookstore Rain, tap your tune on this quiet afternoon, in this shelter made of words, where only turning pages can be heard. Bookstore Rain, wash away all the noise of every day. Leave me here among the books in all these cozy nooks. Outside the world keeps rushing by, but here time moves like a sigh, slow and steady, calm and sure. Bookstore Rain keeps me secure in this literary embrace, this temporary hiding place. Bookstore Rain, tap your tune on this quiet afternoon, in this shelter made of words, where only turning pages can be heard. Bookstore Rain has washed away all the troubles of today, left me here among the stories, finding unexpected glory. Rain is falling on the bookstore roof, and that's all the truth I need for proof that life is good. Stirring soup with wooden spoons today, the old-fashioned simple way. Grandmother's recipe in my hands, following her gentle commands. Wooden spoons don't conduct the heat, make the stirring feel complete. Every scratch and every stain tells a story once again. Wooden spoons know how to make every meal feel handmade in their grain. use metal, could use plastic too, but wooden spoons know what to do. They're gentle with the pots and pans, fit perfectly in aging hands. There's wisdom in these simple tools that don't follow modern rules. Wooden spoons have stayed the same while everything else changed its name. Wooden spoons know how to make every meal feel handmade. In their grain I can see years of love and memory. Wooden spoons remind me still that patience is a special skill, that good things take the time they take, and there's no need to rush or fade. Stay tried and true, teaching me that sometimes old is worth its weight in gold. That tradition has its place in this modern Russian race. Wooden spoons know how to make every meal feel handmade. In their grain I have found wisdom that is profound. Wooden spoons will never change in a world that seems so strange. They remind me what is real in every single meal. Stirring soup with wooden spoons today, the old-fashioned loving way.
Up before the dawn I climb the stairs to light the lamp that nobody else cares is burning bright out here at sea. The lighthouse keeper, that is me, watching ships pass in the night, guiding them with steady light. Nobody knows my name or face, but I keep this important place. Lighthouse keeper standing tall, answering the ocean's call. In the darkness I provide a beacon for the changing tide. Lighthouse keeper all alone, but this lighthouse is my home. Every night I do my part with a dedicated heart. Storms may come and winds may blow, but the lighthouse lamp will always glow, because I'm here to tend the flame day after day. It's all the same, but there's honor in this routine, in being steady, being seen. Lighthouse keeper understands that some jobs need devoted hands. A lighthouse keeper standing tall, answering the ocean's call. In the darkness I provide a beacon for the changing tide. Lighthouse keeper all alone, but this lighthouse is my home. Every night I do my part with a dedicated heart. Some might think it's lonely here, with only waves and wind to hear, but I found peace in solitude and purpose in my altitude, watching over this dark sea This is where I'm meant to be. Lighthouse Keeper standing tall, answering the ocean's call. In the darkness I provide a beacon for the changing tide. A lighthouse keeper, not alone. This lighthouse has become my home. Every night I've done my part with a faithful, grateful heart. The sun is rising, time to rest. But tonight I'll do my best to keep the light burning bright. The lighthouse keeper of the night.
Swaying gently in my hammock here, between the palm trees, nothing to fear. Afternoon sun filtered through the leaves. This is all I need, all I believe. In this moment of suspended time, where nothing has to reason or rhyme. Hammock dreams are calling me to just relax and simply be. Hammock dreams rock me slow, nowhere that I need to go. In this gentle to and fro, I can finally let things flow. Hammock dreams teach me how to completely live right now. Not planning, not regretting, just existing, just forgetting. Breezes moving through my hair, carrying away every care. Hammock dreams understand that sometimes we need to just expand into nothingness and space at a slow and easy pace. No agenda, no demands, just the swaying of the strands. Hammock dreams rock me slow, nowhere that I need to go. In this gentle to and fro, I can finally let things flow. Hammock dreams teach me how to completely live right now. Not planning, not regretting, just existing, just forgetting. When the world gets too intense and I'm wound up feeling tense, hammock dreams remind me clear that peace is always near, as close as stopping to lie down and letting go of solid ground. Hammock dreams rock me slow, nowhere that I need to go. In this gentle to and fro, I have learned to let things flow. Hammock dreams have taught me how to treasure every single now. Not planning, not regretting, just existing, not forgetting. This simple joy, swaying gently in the breeze. Hammock dreams bring me peace. Tracing my finger on the compass rose, north, south, east, west, where nobody knows which direction I should take today. The compass rose shows me the way, but not by choosing one for me, just showing possibilities. Compass rose understands the art of following your heart. Compass road, show me true, all the paths I could pursue. Believe the choice, up to me, where I want to be. Compass road, steady guide, never changes with the tide. In your certainty I find courage of a different kind. Some days I head toward the rising sun, other days my traveling is done. Compass rose never judges where I go, it simply helps me know the options that are laid before every single open door. Compass rose reminds me still that I have the free will. Compass rose, show me true, all the paths I could pursue. Believe the choice, up to me, where I want to be. Compass rose, steady guide, never changes with the tide. In your certainty I find courage of a different kind. When I'm lost and can't decide, compass rose is by my side, not to tell me what to do, but to show me what is true about the directions I can take, the choices I can make. Compass road, show me true, all the paths I could pursue, but the choice belongs to me, where I choose to be. Compass road, steady guide, you've been here by my side. In your constancy I found my feet upon the ground. Tracing my finger on the compass rose, now I think I finally know which way I want to go.
Wrapped up in my grandmother's quilt tonight, every patch of memory sewn tight. This one from her wedding dress so white, that one from grandpa's favorite shirt just right. Each square tells a story from before, family history in every pore. Grandmother's quilt knows how to keep not just warmth but memories deep. And grandmother's quilt around my shoulders makes me feel like I'm being held by all the love that came before, all the hands that sewed each square. Grandmother's quilt teaches me about continuity, that I'm a part of something more than what I see right now. Some patches faded, some still bright, stitches holding everything tight. Even when the fabric wears thin, the love that made it holds within. Grandmother's quilt will never die, as long as someone wonders why each patch was chosen with such care, as long as someone's still aware. Grandmother's quilt around my shoulders makes me feel like I'm being held by all the love that came before, all the hands that sewed each square. Grandmother's quilt about grandmother somehow. Through this quilt she left behind. Grandmother's quilt around my shoulders makes me feel like I'm being held by all the love that came before, all the hands that sewed with care. Grandmother's quilt has taught me well about the stories that we tell, through the things we leave behind, for those we love to find. Wrapped up in my grandmother's quilt tonight, everything will be alright. She's still here with me.
Riding down the bicycle lane today, feeling like a kid again in every way. Wind in my face and sun on my back, following this designated track. No traffic jams and no road rage here, just the sound of spokes spinning clear. Bicycle lane offers me a way to move through my day differently. Bicycle lane, take me home through this city that I've known. On two wheels I can see everything more clearly. Bicycle lane reminds me how to slow down and notice now all the details that I'd miss from inside a car like this. Passing people waving as I go, moving at a human speed, you know. Fast enough to feel like I'm progressing, slow enough that I'm not stressing. Bicycle lane has taught me well that between fast and slow there's a swell place where I can just exist in the moment, in the midst. Bicycle lane, take me home through this city that I've known. On two wheels I can see everything more clearly. Bicycle lane reminds me how to slow down and notice now all the details that I'd miss from inside a car like this. When life feels like it's moving too fast, bicycle lane helps me come back to a pace that feels just right, neither racing nor standing still quite. Bicycle lane, take me home through this city that I've known. On two wheels I have found my feet upon the ground. Bicycle lane has shown me how to treasure every mile right now. All the journey, not just destination. This simple revelation. Riding down the bicycle lane, finding joy in the mundane. Hands on clay on the pottery wheel, learning what it means to feel. The material responds to my touch. Not too little, not too much. Pressure applied in just the right way. Create something new from formless clay. Pottery wheel teaches me patience, the art of slow creation. Pottery wheel spinning around where centering can be found. In the clay I come to see a reflection of me. Pottery wheel shows me how to be present in Sometimes the clay collapses down and I have to start again from ground. But Pottery Wheel reminds me still that failure is part of the skill of learning how to truly make something willing to take the shape that wants to form, not what I think should be born. Pottery Wheel spinning round where centering can be found, and in the clay I come to see a reflection of me. Pottery Wheel shows me how to be present in the now, not forcing, not controlling, just gently molding. There's a rhythm to this dance, between intention and chance, between effort and release, where I find my peace at the Pottery Wheel. Oh, oh. About pressure, about finding treasure in the process. Hands on clay on the pottery wheel. Now I know what's truly real.
Found a box of attic letters today, tied with ribbon, yellow and frayed, written in a careful hand, from a time I don't understand, reading words from long ago, from people I will never know. Attic letters carry instead will. Attic letters from the past, moments that were meant to last. In your faded ink I see humanity. Attic letters teach me well about the stories that we tell, that love and loss don't change, they stay the same. Talking about weather and about news, about choices they had to choose. Attic letters make me see that they were just like me, worry about tomorrow, full of joy and full of sorrow, trying their best to understand this confusing, beautiful land. Attic letters from the past, moments that were meant to last. In your faded ink I see humanity. Attic letters teach me well about the stories that we tell, that love and loss don't change, they stay the same. Someday my words will be found by someone turning them around, wondering who I was and why I lived and loved and cried, just like these attic letters now make me wonder somehow. Attic letters from the past, moments that were meant to last. In your faded ink I found common ground. the same way.
Like a moth drawn to the flame, I keep returning just the same to the things that burn me every time. Can't seem to break this paradigm. Moth to flame, that's what I am. Following an ancient plan that doesn't serve me anymore, but I keep walking through the door. Moth to flame, I know I should probably just let go, but something in the light calls to me at night. Moth to flame reminds me how even pain can glow somehow, beautiful and dangerous too. This dance we do, maybe the moth knows something more about what the light is really for. Not to burn but to reveal what is actually real in the darkness all around. Maybe pain is how we're found. Moth to flame understands the cost of never being lost. Moth to flame, I know I should probably just let go, but something in the light calls to me at night. Moth to flame reminds me how even pain can glow somehow, beautiful and dangerous too. This dance we do, what if the flame is just a guide to the truth I keep inside? And the burden that I feel is what makes me real. Not a warning but a sign that I'm finally alive. Moth to flame, now I know sometimes you don't let go. Sometimes the light you need is the one that makes you bleed. Moth to flame has shown me how pain and beauty both allow us to see what's truly there in the midnight air. Like a moth drawn to the flame, I'm not sorry that I came. Even if I burn tonight, I've seen the light.
Market morning sun is rising high. Vendors setting up the colorful supply. Fresh vegetables and flowers too. Market morning, everything feels new. Walking through the busy aisles, trading stories, trading smiles. Market morning knows the art of community and heart. Market morning, come alive. This is where in this precious place, sampling cheese and tasting bread, conversations that are fed by genuine interest in where things end and begin. Market morning teaching teaches me about authenticity. That real value can't be rushed in our modern hustle crush. Market morning, come alive. This is where connections thrive. In the bustle and the sound, where local love is found. Market morning shows me how life is richer here and now, when we gather face to face in this precious place. In the age of clicking buttons, Market Morning offers something that can't be bought online. This sense of being intertwined with the land and with the people who grow what we need. Market Morning, come alive. This is where connections thrive. In the bustle and the sound, where local love is found. Market Morning, show me clear that the best things are right here, when we gather face to face in this sacred marketplace. Market Morning, see you next week. This is what my soul sees.
Writing in my Constellation Journal tonight, mapping out the patterns of the light that reaches me from so far away, from stars that lived another day. Each constellation tells a myth, a story ancient people drew in their imagination in the sky, asking the eternal question why. Constellation Journal keeps track of all my starry dreams. In your pages I can find connection to all humankind. Constellation Journal shows me how we've always wondered at the now and at the vast infinity of this cosmic Orion hunts across the winter night. Cassiopeia shining bright. The stories change, but stars remain constant through all joy and pain. Constellation Journal holds more than just the myths of those before. It holds my own attempts to see pattern in this mist. Constellation Journal keeps track of all my starry dreams. Constellation Journal has shown clear that wanderer has always been here in every age and every soul, making broken spirits writing in my constellation journal, everything for under starlight.
Writing with my fountain pen today, the old-fashioned careful way. Every letter formed by hand, every word deliberately planned. Fountain pen requires more time to compose each flowing line, but in the slowness I can find clarity of heart and mind. Fountain pen, ink flows at the pace a good thought goes. Not too fast, not too slow, just right to let ideas grow. Fountain pen reminds me still that there's beauty in the skill of taking time to craft each word, to make sure I'm really heard. Could type much faster, that is true, but fountain pen connects me to something deeper than just speed, to the essence of the need to communicate with care, to put my whole heart there on the page in flowing script, where nothing can be skipped. Fountain pen, ink flows at the pace a good thought goes. Not too fast, not too slow, just right to let ideas grow. A fountain pen reminds me still that there's beauty in the skill of taking time to craft each word, to make sure I'm really heard. In a world of quick replies, fountain pen helps me realize that some things shouldn't rush. They need a gentle touch and time to properly unfold, like good stories being told. On fountain pen, ink flows at the pace a good thought goes. Not too fast, not too slow, just right to let ideas grow. A fountain pen has shown me clear that the act of writing here with intention and with care makes the message more than mere words upon a page. Writing with my fountain pen today, there's no other way. Walking through the moss garden today, where everything grows the slowest way. Soft and green and velvet smooth, teaching me about nature's truth. That speed is not the only measure, that slow growth is its own treasure. Moss garden knows how to grow without any need to show. Moss garden, soft and green, the most peaceful place I've seen. In your silence I can hear everything that's truly clear. Moss garden shows me how to appreciate the now, not rushing toward tomorrow, just existing. Not rushing toward tomorrow, just existing without sorrow. Every stone is covered thick with moss that grows inch by inch. Moss garden doesn't compete, it just makes the rocks complete in its own unhurried time. Finding rhythm, finding rhyme. Moss garden reminds me still that patience is a sacred skill. Moss garden, soft and green, the most peaceful place I've seen. In your silence I can hear everything that's truly clear. Moss garden shows me how to appreciate the now, not rushing toward tomorrow, just existing without sorrow. When the world demands I hurry, Moss garden says don't worry. Growth at last takes time to root and produce its gentle fruit. There's no need to race, just find your own pace. Moss garden, soft and green, the most peaceful place I've seen. In your silence I have found my feet upon the ground. Moss garden has taught me well, more than I could ever tell, about growing slow and sure, about staying pure. Walking through the moss garden, finding my inner pardon.
Clicking of the typewriter keys, making music if you please. Every letter stamps its mark, permanent, bold and stark. Typewriter keys don't let you hide, or easily backspace and slide. What's written there is written true, a commitment to follow through. Typewriter keys click and clack, there's no easy taking back. In your rhythm I can find clarity of heart and mind. Typewriter keys remind me how to commit fully to the now, not hedging bets or playing safe, but diving in with full faith. Ribbon fading needs replacement, but the words show no displacement. Every keystroke leaves a dent, proof that this is what I meant. Typewriter keys understand the power of the written hand to make permanent what we think in unchangeable black ink. Typewriter keys click and clack. There's no easy taking back. In your rhythm I can find clarity of heart and mind. Typewriter keys remind me how to commit fully to the now. Not hedging bets or playing safe, but diving in with full faith. In a world of endless editing where nothing's truly committing, typewriter keys stand as proof of honesty and truth, that some things should be final, not forever on trial. Typewriter keys click and clack, teaching me there's no going back. In your rhythm I have found courage to stand my ground. Typewriter keys have shown me clear that conviction lives right here in the act of pressing down and making my choice known. Clicking of the typewriter keys, writing what I truly believe.
Staring out the train window today, watching the landscape slip away. Towns and fields and rivers flow past this train that's moving slow. Train window frames the world outside like a movie screen so wide. Every scene is here and gone, but the journey carries on. Train window shows me clear that nothing ever stays right here. Everything is passing through, including me and you. Train window teaches me about impermanency, that at holding tight won't make things stay, they'll leave anyway. Some views are beautiful and bright, some are dark as any night. The train window keeps on showing all the places I am going, never dwelling, never stopping, just continuously dropping scene after scene before my eyes, teaching me to not disguise. Train window shows me clear that nothing ever stays right here. Everything is passing through, including me and you. Train window teaches me about impermanency, that holding tight won't make things stay, they'll leave anyway. Maybe life is like this train moving through the sun and rain, and all we can do is watch the passing scenes and not attach to any single view. Just keep moving through. Train window shows me clear that nothing ever stays right here. Everything is passing through, including me and you. Train window has taught me well, more than I could ever tell, about letting go with grace and trusting in this moving place. Staring out the train window, watching everything let go. Studying the honeycomb today. Perfect hexagons on display, built by bees who somehow know geometry's efficient flow. Honeycomb holds more than honey sweet. Its architecture quite complete, teaching me that nature finds the most efficient of designs. Honeycomb, perfect form, built by creatures small but warm. In your structure I can see sacred geometry. Honeycomb reminds me how nature's wisdom works somehow, without thinking, without trying, just by being and applying instincts, ancient art. Every cell fits perfectly into this community. No wasted space, no wasted time. Everything works out just fine. Honeycomb shows me the way that cooperation can display beauty that's both strong and light, function merged with pure delight. Honeycomb, perfect form, built by creatures small but warm. In your structure I can see sacred geometry. Honeycomb reminds me how nature's wisdom works somehow, without thinking, without trying, just by being and applying instincts, ancient art. When I overcomplicate, honeycomb helps me relate to the simple, elegant solutions that are heaven sent, by just following what's true, what we're meant to do. Honeycomb, perfect form, built by creatures small but warm. In your structure I have found wisdom that is profound. Honeycomb has taught me clear that efficiency lives here, in the natural, simple way that doesn't need display. Studying the honeycomb, finding my way home.
Pressing down the envelope seal today, before I send these words away, wondering if they will convey everything I meant to say. Envelope seal, you're the last card between my heart laid bare and hard reality of being received by someone I wanna be believed. Envelope seal, final touch, holding something that means much. In your adhesive I can see vulnerability. Envelope seal reminds me how reaching out takes courage now, to send your heart into the void and hope it won't be destroyed. Digital is quick and fast, but letters somehow seem to last. Envelope seal makes it real, this attempt to truly feel connected across distance wide. Envelope seal seals inside, not just paper, not just ink, but everything I really think. once I mail it, it's clear. Envelope seal makes me choose if I'm willing to risk and lose control of how it's received. But that's what it means to believe in connection. An envelope seal, final touch, holding something that means much. In your adhesive I have found courage to reach out. Envelope seal has shown me clear that vulnerability lives here in the act of sending forth our authentic worth. Pressing down the envelope seal, making connection real.
Drawing with sidewalk chalk today, colors bright in every way, knowing that the rain will wash every picture, every splash, but somehow that makes it more precious than art meant to endure. Sidewalk chalk teaches me about temporality. Sidewalk chalk, rainbow bright, here today, gone tonight. In your colors I can see beauty of impermanency. Sidewalk chalk reminds me how to create just for the now, not for lasting, not for fame, just for joy of the game. Drawing hopscotch on the ground where children's laughter can be found. Sidewalk chalk creates the space for play in this concrete place, turning gray into delight, making everything feel right. Sidewalk chalk shows me the way to approach another day. Sidewalk chalk, rainbow bright, here today, gone tonight. In your colors I can see the beauty of impermanency. Sidewalk chalk reminds me how to create just for the now, not for lasting, not for fame, just for joy of the game. When I worry too much about what will last and what will count, sidewalk chalk helps me to see that joy itself can be enough reason to create. Don't need to make it permanent or great. Sidewalk chalk, rainbow bright, here today, gone tonight. In your colors I have found joy on concrete ground. Sidewalk chalk has taught me well more than I could ever tell about creating without fear that it won't last beyond here. Drawing with sidewalk chalk, making art that likes to talk but knows when to wash away. Standing in the Observatory Dome tonight, looking through the telescope at distant light from galaxies so far away, that what I'm seeing is yesterday. Observatory Dome opens wide, a window to the other side of everything I thought I knew about what's false and what is true. Observatory Dome, help me see beyond my small reality. In the vastness of the stars, how small my worries are. Observatory Dome shows me how my problems don't matter much somehow when placed against infinity of this cosmic mystery. Scientists gather here to understand the workings of this starry land. Observatory Dome provides the tools to see what time hides in the depths of endless space, where we're trying to find our place. Observatory Dome reminds me still that wonder is a special skill. Observatory Dome, help me see beyond my small reality. In the vastness of the stars, how small my worries are. Observatory Dome shows me how my problems don't matter much somehow when placed against infinity of this cosmic mystery. When my world feels way too small, Observatory Dome shows all the universe in its expanse, giving me a second chance to see things in perspective, true, to know what really matters through. Observatory Dome, help me see beyond my small reality. In the vastness of the stars, how small my worries are. Observatory Dome has taught me clear that wonder should be always near when placed against infinity. I'm both small and free, standing in the Observatory Dome, finally feeling at home under the stars.
Wandering through thrift store finds today. Every item has something to say about who owned it once before. Stories waiting to be explored. Thrift store finds are full of history. Each one holds a little mystery. Who wore this coat? Who read this book? Who gave this treasure a second look? Thrift store finds cast aside, but full of stories deep inside. In your worn and weathered state, you're beautiful and great. Thrift store finds remind me how thinking of. Sometimes things need second chances to fulfill their promises. Thrift store finds cast aside, but full of stories deep inside. In your worn and weathered state, you're beautiful and great. Thrift store finds have shown me clear that treasure is already here. In the used, the old, the worn, waiting to be reborn. Wandering through thrift store finds, opening my heart and mind.
Watching bread rising in the bowl today, learning what it means to wait this way. For yeast to work its magic slow, for dough to double, rise and grow. Bread rising can't be rushed or hurried, can't be anxious, can't be worried into happening any faster. Patience here is what I master. Bread rising, take your time. There's a rhythm, there's a rhyme to the way you need to grow. Steady, certain, slow. Bread rising teaches me about necessity of waiting for the right moment when things are ready, not performing. Punching down and shaping lows, following what tradition knows about the art of making bread, about what ancestors have said, that good things take the time they take, and there's no shortcut you can make. Bread rising reminds me still that patience is a sacred skill. Bread rising, take your time. There's a rhythm, there's a rhyme to the way you need to grow. Steady, certain, slow. Bread rising teaches me about necessity of waiting for the right moment when things are ready, not performing. When I want results right now, bread rising shows me how some processes can't be speeded. Time and patience both are needed for the best results to come. Can't be rushed or hurried from. Bread rising, take your time. There's a rhythm, there's a rhyme to the way you need to grow. Steady, certain, slow. Bread rising has taught me well more than I could ever tell about patience, about trust, that what you rise must. Bread is rising in the bowl. Patience makes me whole.
Shaking up the snow globe on my shelf, creating weather all by myself. Watching tiny flakes swirl and dance in their small enclosed expanse. Snow globe holds a perfect little scene, the most peaceful place I've ever seen. Everything needed, nothing more, a miniature metaphor. Snow globe, shake me up like a tiny universe cup. In your glass I can see simplicity. Snow globe reminds me how contentment can a tiny universe cup in your glass. I have found sacred ground. Snow globe has taught me clear that magic can live right here in a small and simple way. Every single day, setting down the snow globe now, watching snow settle somehow into peace.
Hanging laundry on the clothesline today, the old-fashioned patient way, watching sheets billow in the breeze, feeling simple and at ease. Clothesline doesn't use electricity, just wind and sun, gravity to get the job done perfectly well, better than machines could tell. Clothesline in the breeze, making life feel like ease. In your simplicity I find peace of mind. Clothesline reminds me how we don't always need right now the latest thing or fastest way. Sometimes old still has its say. Sun-dried towels smell like summer air, better than perfume anywhere. Clothesline adds what machines cannot do, every single thing I've got. Hanging here to dry outside lets me feel a simple pride in doing things slow away, taking time throughout my day. Clothesline in the breeze, making life feel like ease. In your simplicity I find peace of mind. Clothesline reminds me how we don't always need right now the latest thing or fastest way. Sometimes old still has its say. When convenience becomes complication, clothesline offers salvation through a ton of simple acts that slow us down, and that's a fact we desperately need. Clothesline in the breeze, making life feel like ease. In your simplicity I found my feet upon the ground. Clothesline has taught me well, more than I could ever tell, about slowing down with pride and hanging things outside. Hanging laundry on the clothesline, taking back my time. Opening my telescope case today, getting ready for the Milky Way. Every piece fits perfectly inside this case that holds my sense of wide wonder at the universe above. Telescope case protects what I love, the tool that helps me see beyond the ordinary stars above. Telescope case, you keep safe my window to outer space. In your padding I can see careful intentionality. protecting from the dust and moth. Telescope case teaches me about responsibility, to care for tools that expand our sight, that help us see beyond the night into the cosmos, vast and deep. These are treasures we should keep. Telescope case, you keep safe my window to outer space. In your padding I can see careful intentionality. Telescope case reminds me how we need to protect somehow the things that help us see more clear and hold what's precious near. When I get careless with the things that give my spirit wings, telescope case, he shows me clear that reverence belongs here, for the tools that help us grow and help us truly know. Telescope case, you keep safe my window to outer space. In your padding I have found respect for what is profound. Telescope case has taught me well more than I could ever tell about caring for the tools that help us break through walls. Opening my telescope case, ready to explore space.
Clicking of my knitting needles here, making something warm and dear, stitch by stitch and row by row, watching the pattern start to grow. Knitting needles know the way to turn one strand into display of patience, focus, and of care, creating something we can wear. Knitting needles click and loop through the stitches, through the group. In your rhythm I can find meditation of a kind. Knitting needles teach me how to stay present in the now, not rushing to the finished piece, but finding processed peace. Sometimes I drop a stitch and have to go back a few rows to the place below where the mistake was made. But knitting needles aren't afraid of undoing to get it right, of working through the day and night to create something with care, something made to last and wear. Knitting needles click and loop through the stitches, through the group. In your rhythm I can find meditation of a kind. Knitting needles teach me how to stay present in the now, not rushing to the finished piece, but finding process peace. In a world of fast fashion, knitting needles show compassion for the art of making slow, of watching something grow from a single strand of yarn into something that can warm. Knitting needles click and loop through the stitches, through the group. In your rhythm I have found peaceful ground. Knitting needles have taught me clear that my queen lives right here. and the repetitive and slow, the gentle flow. Clicking of my knitting needles, creating something people can wrap around their hearts.
Watching the compass needle spin, searching for its truth within. The magnetic pole that guides its way, north, always north, every day. Compass needle never lies, never compromises. It points true no matter what, to the one direction sought. Compass needle, show me how to find my truth right now. In your constancy I see integrity. Compass needle reminds me still that I have my own true will, my own north that I should seek, even when I feel weak. Spin me around, turn me about. Compass needle has no doubt, it settles back to pointing true. That's what I should also do. Find my north and hold it dear, even when the path's not clear. Compass needle teaches me about authenticity. Compass needle, show me how to find my truth right now. In your constancy I see integrity. Compass needle reminds me still that I have my own true will, my own north that I should seek, even when I feel weak. When the world tries to convince me to compromise in sense, let go of what I know is right. Compass needle shines its light, pointing always to true north, showing me my genuine worth. Compass needle, show me how to find my truth right now. In your constancy I found solid ground. Compass needle has taught me clear that my true north is right here, inside my heart, inside my soul, making me whole. Following the compass needle to my truth, simple.
Winding up the music box today, listening to its tinkling play. The same simple song it's always known, that takes me back when I've grown. Music box holds more than melody. It holds what I used to be, a child who believed in magic still. gets dizzy, never falls. She just dances in her tiny halls. Music box teaches me today that joy can live in simple play. In repetition there's a peace, a kind of sweet release. Music box, tiny song, takes me where I belong. In your simple notes I hear everything I hold most dear. Music box reminds me how to access wonder even now. That child is still inside of me, waiting patiently. When adult life gets too complex and I don't know what comes next, music box plays its song, reminding me I still belong to that simple wandering place, full of innocent grace. Music box, tiny song, takes me where I belong. In your simple notes I found sacred ground. Music box has shown me clear that wonder's always near, just a music box away. Any given day, winding up the music box, opening heart's locks.
Opening the barn door wide today, letting in the light of day. Smell of hay and honest work, where simple truths don't need to learn. Barn door has seen seasons come, seasons go one by one, but it still swings on its hinge, teaching me not to cringe. And barn door open wide, nothing here I need to hide. In your honest frame I see authenticity. Barn door reminds me how to live truthfully right now. Not pretending, not performing, just existing, just transforming. Paint is peeling, wood is worn, barn doors weathered every storm, but it still does what it's meant to do. Opens and closes, tried and true. Barn door teaches me today the function doesn't fade away. Just because something shows its age, it's still valuable on life's stage. A barn door open wide, nothing here I need to hide. In your honest frame I see authenticity. Barn door reminds me how to live truthfully right now. Not pretending, not performing, just existing, just transforming. When I worry about image and show, barn door helps me to know the real value doesn't rust. It's built on work, built on trust, not on looking perfect new, but on being genuine and true. Barn door open wide, nothing here I need to hide. In your honest frame I found solid ground. Barn door has taught me well, more than I could start seeing things through. Opening the barn door wide, let the morning light inside.
Opening my book of pressed flowers today, each one perfectly preserved displays a moment from some summer past, a beauty that I tried to make last. Pressed flowers flat and thin and dry, but somehow stitch my eye, but somehow still catch my eye with memories of when they grew, when they were fresh and covered in dew. Pressed flowers, paper thin, holding summer deep within. In your preserved state I see beautiful fragility. Pressed flowers remind me how some things can't stay in the now, but that doesn't mean they're lost, just transformed at different cost. Each petal labeled with a date and place where I decided fate to press this bloom between these pages, to preserve it through the ages. Pressed flowers teach me to see that letting go and holding can be done at the same time, somehow cherishing the then and now. Pressed flowers, paper thin, holding summer deep within. In your preserved state I see beautiful fragility. Pressed flowers remind me how some things can't stay in the now, but that doesn't mean they're lost, just transformed at different cost. When I fear that time will steal everything that feels most real, pressed flowers show me clear that love can persevere in different forms, in different ways, lasting through the day. Pressed flowers, paper thin, holding summer deep within. In your preserved state I found hallowed ground. Pressed flowers have taught me well, more than I could ever tell, about honoring what's been while staying present within. Closing my book of pressed flowers, grateful for these preserved hours.
Listen to the windchime play today. It's random unplanned music play display. Every breeze creates a different song, no two melodies the same for long. Windchime teaches me to see that beauty lives in randomness, free from human planning and control. Let nature have its role. Windchime, sing your song. Random notes that don't belong to any pattern I can plan, but Windchime makes its melody whenever wind decides to blow, and that's all it needs to know. Windchime doesn't worry when the air is still and silent, then it just waits with patient grace for wind to fill its space. Windchime, sing your song, random notes that don't belong to any pattern I can't plan, but sound more true than music can. Windchime reminds me how to appreciate the now without needing to arrange every detail, every change. When I try to control too much, Windchime reminds me of the touch of letting go and letting be, trusting life's spontaneity, that some of the best things come when we're not trying to overcome. Windchime, sing your song, random notes that don't belong to any pattern I can plan, but sound more true than music can. Windchime has shown me how to treasure every random now without needing to arrange every detail, every change. Listen to the windchime play. It's perfect, unplanned way. Climbing up the stone steps today, each one worn from feet that walk this way. For centuries before I came, each step exactly the same. Stone steps hollowed by the years, by pilgrims, tourists, pioneers, who all climb just like I do now, one step at a time somehow. Stone steps one by one show me how the climb is done, not in leaps but steady pace, finding grace in every place. Stone steps remind me how progress happens in the now, not tomorrow, not someday, but in each step along the way. Some steps steep and some more shallow, some through sun and some through shadow, but stone steps keep on climbing still, up and up the ancient hill. Stone steps teach me to believe that if I just don't leave the path, if I keep stepping steady, I'll arrive when I am ready. Stone steps one by one show me how the climb is done, not in leaps but steady pace, finding grace in every place. Stone steps remind me how progress happens in the now, not tomorrow, not someday, but in each step along the way. When I wanna rush ahead, stone steps say instead, take your time, find your rhythm. Life is lived within the given moment, not the destination, just this step, this observation. Stone steps one by one show me how the climb is done, not in leaps but steady pace, still. One step closer to the hill, top where I can see where I'm meant to be.